Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another. Oh my god! Welcome back to another season of the round here of the OSC mid-season playoffs. This time, number 2, the second mid-season playoffs of the year of 2025. I'm of course your side VIP. With me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all, to the second season. Again, we just wrapped up with OSC mid-season playoffs number 1 last week. It was only last week that we wrapped up, and this week we have now begun the second season. For those that are curious as to what this event is, basically OSC is a big tournament organizer. They partner with almost every online tournament, and all these online tournaments provide points to be to actually build up towards these season playoffs. Here, this is the mid-season, again nearing in towards the end of year finals, the end of year championship, if you will. It's basically like the world finals for online tournaments. So when it comes to online events, here you have the best of the best. Do you see someone pointing out the amount of Protosses? I mean, if you're familiar with online tournaments, you would know that they are very Protoss dominant. That's why we have 26 Protoss players, 10 Terran, and 9 Zerg. Let's go, baby, let's go. So again, because online tournaments are often, again, we often do see a lot of Protoss. We're going to be seeing a lot of Protoss here as well, as of course, baby, as always. But we have our lineups. We have our lineups of matches. We do have 7 best of 3s ready for you tonight. This is day 2. I believe Steadfast was live earlier with the first day, with the first set of matches. We are here with the second set of matches. Oh boy. We've got a lot of matches up ahead of us. First, speaking of PvP, we have our first PvP of the evening. We have ReBellioN versus PAPI facing off in that Protoss versus Protoss matchup. Let's go. Game 1 is going to be on Tokamak. Again, this event typically lasts a couple of months just because there are so many players and so many matches, and it's double elimination as well. So expect this to last around 2 months, maybe 3, but around 2 months is kind of what we expect when it comes to the length of this tournament as we jump into the first game, as we jump into our first series. Let's go. Let us go. Yeah. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Tokamak, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. It is PAPI. Hi, PAPI. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the pink Protoss player. With the pink Protoss, we have the South Korean Protoss. It is ReBellioN. And if you're in the chat, you know what time it is. It is Gamba time. Predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Best of luck in the chat as we jump into our PvP. Here we go. Whew. Again, there's going to be a lot of matches this morning, a lot of matches to come, of course, and it's going to be a busy day for us here on the CranKy Ducklings as we're going to be starting the evening or starting the day off with the OSC mid-season playoffs. Later on tonight, we have the RSL Season 2 playoffs, and then after that, we have the Pond cast. So we have 3 casts tonight, back to back to back to back. Whew. We'll do our best, Pappy. We'll do our best. Do our best. So now our players are settling in. So far, we have our standard openers. ReBellioN does fan out with one of his workers, and we'll keep an eye on him when it comes to his pylon placements. This could be a fake proxy pylon, could be a proxy Stargate, could be a proxy Robo, could be real, could be fake. And as we're seeing our probe get in position here, this wouldn't be a bad location for a proxy Stargate. It is closer by air, and it's a little bit further back, so it's going to be harder to scout. We'll see what he commits into. As we have PAPI coming in with his probe scouts. Does move in. Premier does step in. Confirms that the pylon is missing. The pylon has been thrown down. The probe is sticking around. The cyber core is almost done. And we're expecting a proxy tech structure. Leaning towards Stargate, but we have seen Proxy Robo just be here, right above the ramp, which is a more common location. And there it is, Proxy Robo, 1 base all-in at ReBellioN. So ReBellioN, he commits into his all-in, back at home. PAPI going to be opening up in a standard fashion. 3rd pylon back at home as well. So standard opener, he's setting up for an expansion. This is a bold move here by PAPI. He is gambling a little bit. You can do this against a Stargate or even against a fake proxy pylon, but against a 1 base Robo, against a 1 base all-in, we have to be careful here. And this might just be a misread out of PAPI. He's moving out with the hallucination, but that also means he has 1 less stalker to work with to defend back at home. He has a more of a sentry-based opener. Oh, probe moves out. He does check the standard proxy locations. But again, this is not standard, it's further back. And as a result, it will go by unscattered. Ooh, PAPI does expand. Does go for the Nexus, which means delayed Robo, delayed tech. Is going for the Robo opener, but that's after the Nexus itself. So a late Robo out of PAPI. Edepson moving in. Este PAPI. Edepson will be denied the shade. So far, PAPI, he's holding. He's holding, he's defending. Prism has arrived. We have a third gateway back at home. So again, one base, Robo, 3 gateways. Vamonos, PAPI, vamonos. So ReBellioN drops into the main base. PAPI, he does not see this. Sword Epsec in one-shot probes. He's going for the mineral line. He's going for the economy. Does step in. So far, just get... Oh, nice force field. Yeah, nice force field, does shade back, does shade away, and ReBellioN has lost nothing so far. And now PAPI knows. Now he knows, okay, proxy Robo. He knows for a certain 100%. Ideally, he does want a shield battery in the main base as well, so one of the natural, one of the shield battery, just because of the prism, you can poke in and out between these bases. You can rotate. Edip's to get 1 probe so far. They get 2. They get 3 towards the end, but Edip's once again, they barely get saved by ReBellioN, by that prism. Nice save. Immortals are amassing. And it is going to be a tough hold here for PAPI. There's that second shield battery in the main base. He's ready for the rotation. ReBellion's moving in. Army gets spotted. It is go time. Does catch a couple of sentries, and again he has the war prism, so he can just toggle back. Ideally, ReBellioN, he should not lose a single unit. He can preserve them. He has the micro potential, and PAPI does not. As from here, he locks down the immortal. Doesn't quite get on top of it. They're bleeding out a couple of units. Setup's going to be going down. They're bleeding out a couple of gateway units. Meanwhile, where's that second? Oh, there we go. So third immortals coming in. ReBellioN getting more ground. Does pick up a stalker. Does go stalker. The immortals getting very low. ReBellioN does save. Okay, pulls back. Hot pickup. Saves the immortals. PAPI, he has his own. But he's beating out a lot of gateway units. It may have just been a little bit too late. Again, Adept do a great job here just tanking. Tanking stalkers, tanking immortals. Adept's moving in. Oh no! Bit of an overextension. And ReBellioN, he has broken the natural base. He breaks through the main gateway army, takes on the pylon. Only 2 immortals remaining. The juggling has been decent, but again, PAPI, he was unable to save the rest of his army. He just gets outscaled. And yeah, he will lose everything here. GG gets called. ReBellioN does overwhelm, and ReBellioN takes game number 1. Whew. GG. GG. ReBellioN does take a lead in the series. Again, PAPI, he unfortunately did misread initially. He went for the expansion. He delayed his own Robo. He also delayed his War Prism as well. It is a hard call to make, to wait for a second Immortal or to make a War Prism. The War Prism just adds so much more micro potential, and you're able to build up and preserve your army over time. Without it, you bleed out gateway units, and then eventually, sure, you save your Immortals, but not much else. Not much else with that. GG well played. ReBellioN, he pops off with the all-in. Also a more unique location for the proxy, just because it was further back than usual, so a little bit harder to scout. GG. GG well played. Now we're getting to game 2, and we'll see if PAPI can bounce back. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Incorporeal, we have the Polish Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss down in the series. We'll see if we can bounce back and make a series out of this. It is PAPI. Hey, PAPI. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the pink Protoss player. We have the South Green Protoss. It is ReBellioN. Leading the series 1-0. Go. So players do open up. And we'll see if we go for another one base all in. We'll see if we go for another proxy. Now, the scary thing about PvP is that you can go for another proxy. It doesn't have to be a one base all in. It could be a proxy Stargate for harassment. It could be a fake proxy pylon. So I wouldn't be opposed to ReBellioN, once again, sending out a probe across the map and throwing down a pylon. And not going for a proxy robo, but instead trying to get into the head of his opponent and try to force an overreaction. And then get ahead that way. So ReBellioN, he has kind of set the tone, set the pace for the game, for the series. We have our 2-gate openers, probes that do pass by each other. Do pass by. See the chat? Yes, yes, he's our boy. I have to watch my words. I have to make sure I don't say the word too much when casting PAPI, because it's just a part of my vocabulary. Aye. The word loses all meaning when casting. I have to be careful. Be careful. For now, we do not have a pylon, so no fake proxy pylon here. Second pylon's in the main base for ReBellioN. PAPI does scout, PAPI does confirm, and with that, both players are going for a standard opener. No proxies, no fake proxies. We're calming down, we're settling in. Stalker Sentry opener out of ReBellioN, Stalker Sentry out of PAPI as well. So far so good. From here we expand. We do have a pylon block out of ReBellioN to delay said expansion. PAPI doing the same thing. So far, mirror builds. Ooh, that is a robo before expansion. Now, a couple of things here. Proxy robo is a one base all in, of course. Fun fact, you can still one base all in with a robo back at home. You don't have to actually proxy it. So if we throw down a third gateway here, we can commit, but it looks like ReBellioN is poised to expand. We'll see if he does go for it. He's banking resources. Looks like he should be expanding. So robo opener into Nexus. This looks like a much safer way to open up, assuming that we do expand, and we will be. Back at home, PAPI going for the faster Nexus and going for a Twilight Council follow-up. So the dynamic that we're going to be seeing here is that PAPI is going to have a more mobile composition with Blink Stalkers. He'll have map control. He'll have Mass Blink Stalker. With that, he can contain ReBellioN, potentially outposition ReBellioN and get some damage done. Meanwhile, what's ReBellioN going to have? He's opening up Prism to harass, then into early Immortal production, and in a head-on fight, ReBellioN will have the advantage instead, because he'll have Mass Immortal. Hallucination does scout, does confirm, and we'll see the natural base. So he's aware that this is not an all-in, and also aware that he has to be wary of something like a War Prism. Set up to do thread in the shade. Reminds me of Alpha from Power Rangers. Aye. Oh no. Not like this. Trying to think of what he says. It's been too long, PAPI. It's been too long. For now. Do have our Immortal production underway. As we mentioned, again, with a robo base opener, you will have the Immortal lead. Prism into the main base. There are Stalkers in position, and PAPI will deflect. Oh! Will deflect. Will zone away. Double adept on the right hand side. So far, ReBellioN does pull out. No major damage yet. Just keeping PAPI busy. Behind this going to Glaives, this is indicative of a 2-base all-in. I believe you can get a third with this, but the goal here, the role here, is to build up to 3-4 Immortals and then send it across the map with Mass Glaive Adept. Adepts, they do an amazing job when it comes to tanking. You saw a glimpse of that last game, actually. If you remember, ReBellioN, when he was going for the all-in, what was he reinforcing with? Not with Stalkers, with Adepts. Adepts, they don't really do much damage to the opposing army, but they do an amazing job tanking. Like, they tank a lot of Stalker hits, they tank a lot of Immortal hits as well. It takes a lot of hits to actually bring them down, and it's not really about them doing damage, because what do you have doing damage? The Immortals, right? You have the high Immortal count in the back line. That's the backbone of the army, dishing out all the damage. The Adepts, they do a great job just, again, buffering for them. PAPI expands. PAPI does expand. A massive gateway explosion, 2 base all in. As again, this is just confirmation. 2 base all in here. 6 gates set up on 2 bases. Immortals are building up. That's going to be the 3rd immortal. And ReBellioN is going to send it across the map. And PAPI, is he being too greedy here? The hallucination should confirm he's being active on the map. But ReBellioN, he does bypass the main army. Oh, actually, trying to collapse in. Going for the Stalkers. Bling is on cooldown. Yeah, Bling is on cooldown. Losing well, losing 2 Stalkers. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, PAPI getting punished. Does counterattack, trying to buy some time. Runs into another immortal. There are immortals everywhere. And here comes ReBellioN rallying everything across the map. Back at home, what do we have? The 3rd base is Baron. We do have 1, 2 shield batteries at the natural base. We have a 3rd shield battery on the way. We have cannons on the way as well. We have a nice defensive setup here. Sentries can buy some time. +1 can factor in eventually. Oh, nice backstab. Does get 4 stalkers, sorry, 4 probes here in the natural, in the mineral line. The 4 stalkers, they pop up. ReBellioN moving in. The other added bonus and benefit here of having Massacre Adept is that you can threaten shades and you can force your opponent to split off their army. To split up the army, to respond, the 3rd base goes down. This doesn't really matter too much. ReBellioN needs more than this. He doesn't have a 3rd of his own. Needs more damage. As ReBellioN, he's down in workers. We do see a massive wall of stalkers. PAPI is ready. At the same time, does backstab once again. Gets 3 more probes. Meanwhile, ReBellioN is going for it. Does force field, zones away a good chunk of stalkers. Has to be careful about his angle of attack as the immortals are doing nothing. Yeah, the immortals are just locked back. PAPI does take the better fight. So far, so good. Again, the force fields were on point, just zoning back those immortals. These stalkers, they still harass, they still deal more economic damage. And ReBellioN, over time, he's running out of steam. The longer this goes on, the better it is for PAPI. Oh. As ReBellioN tries to catch some of those stalkers, takes down some of the sentries. Sentries going down. PAPI's running out of force fields. I believe he has, what, 1 force field left. That's a lot of stalkers. And can he dive in? I think PAPI might just have enough. And from here he should. So warp in more depths. Immortals are good, but against this many stalkers with +1, they're about to have +2, by the way. +2 stalkers. But we can be proactive here. I think PAPI is maybe respecting ReBellioN a little bit too much. He has a large enough army to chase and to snipe. And again, behind this ReBellioN, he barely has an economy. He was losing so many workers earlier. And again, there's no reason for PAPI not to be active because remember, he has blink. Like if he ever overextends, if he gets caught out, he can always blink away, right? He has the mobility on his side. We can send it, PAPI. We can send it. He's getting +3. Against the 0-0 army of ReBellioN. ReBellioN up to 5 immortals, soon to be 6. 6 immortals on the way. War Prism here towards the main. And no shot ReBellioN expands. Not in this kind of game state. That's not going to happen. He's moving out. Now again, unfortunately, throughout all this, PAPI, he could be waiting for him here on top of the ramp. Could be getting free shots off on sentries, free shots off on the depths. So you can just out micro and out trade. ReBellioN rotates. Prism into the main. PAPI's waiting. PAPI's ready. Solid deflection. Let's Rebellion's looking for a way in. I mean, he has 6, soon to be 7 immortals. So he's looking for a way up the ramp. Army supply in favor of ReBellioN. Okay, he's still got a lot of immortals. Shouldn't commit to the shade. +3 is soon to kick in. We have a wall of cannons, more shield batteries. The idea that he wants to take a fight with his side defense as well. Oh. So far has a better concave. Kites back, a lot of the immortals are not adding their DPS. And I'm trying to shade in. Force Wheels, they zone away the immortals. So better fight here for PAPI. It does our trade, picks up more adepts. More adepts going down. The immortals are now pushing in. And that's going to be how many? 7. 7 immortals. They break the expansion. Expansion's going to be going down. PAPI, he never took his gas at the natural. Ooh, he's actually starving for gas. Which means he kind of warped into additional stalkers. He supply blocked. No! PAPI! He kind of warped in. Immortals are pushing forward. Moving forward here, PAPI taking up into a bay, into its disruptors. So snipe 1, not bad. So yeah, 1 immortal, down to 6. And once again, diving in. Yeah, down to 4, down to 3. 3 immortals left. They got a lot of damage done. Jesus. They shell away at the stalkers. Again, PAPI, he has the better worker count, he has the higher economy, but he's lacking gases. He's heavily oversaturated. The economy not actually coming into play. And the immortals are moving in. Still only 3 though. Cannons are helping to defend. Disruptors on the way. Can we get those Nevas? So ReBellioN is slowly building up that immortal count. Another one's on the way, getting up to 5. Oh, Jesus. Oh, the Neva's out. The Disruptor. Let's go. Neva goes up. And he does graze the army. Takes in a handful of adepts. Does graze one of the immortals. But last we were hoping for a little bit more. So ReBellioN looking down those stalkers. A lot of stalkers not able to fight. Gonna be zoned away. The boys are being pulled into glaive adepts. Oh, doesn't quite get the disruptor. It does wing forward, does go for the knife. Nice juggling, nice control. But we're running out of support. Oh my god. Casanova doesn't quite connect, but he's down to 5 immortals. Oh god. Can he take the fight? Down to 3, down to 1. 1 immortal left. PAPI, he holds, he survives, he cleans up the entire army, but behind this, where exactly are we? GG gets called. PAPI, he holds, and ReBellioN taps out. PAPI ties up the series 1-1. GG. GG, well played. Not the cleanest defense there out of PAPI. Again, he didn't take his gases at the natural, so when he was forced onto 2 bases, he was very much so gas starved. He couldn't warp in, he was supply blocked as well, so a shaky defense there, but PAPI does survive, does persevere. We're going to the ace match. We're going to the ace match. We're going to game 3, and we'll see how this story ends, as game 3 is going to be on Hecate. Okay. It's been a while. Here for OSC, there is an extended map pool, which means we have our regular ladder maps, but we also have some added extra maps that were voted on by the community. And Hecate is one of them. We go. Spawning in the top right-hand corner of Hecate, we have the blue Protoss player. We have the blue Protoss. We have the Polish Protoss tying up the series 1-1, surviving the all-in. It is PAPI. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the pink Protoss player. We have the South Korean Protoss. It is ReBellioN. Here we go. Oh, and again, PAPI, thankfully, over time, he was able to preserve his Stalkers, able to gain value, able to snipe those Immortals whenever he could, of course. I do still think that PAPI, he, again, had a really tentative approach. I think he could have been much more proactive with his Stalkers to pick off more units over time and punish the more immobile army of ReBellioN. So there were definitely some slip-ups here and there. Meanwhile, Cannon Rush. What is happening? Forge is on the way, and ReBellioN, he's moving out, setting up the pylon, setting up for the cannons. Oh boy. Cannon Rushes are a thing in PvP. If you're curious, how do you stop a Cannon Rush? How do you counter a Cannon Rush? Typically, once you realize what's going on, the defending Protoss player should throw down their own forge and start their own cannons, and start their own defensive cannons. And with that, you kind of make a line. You can make a line of defense, I should say, and the opposing player should not be able to advance forward. So defensive cannons are typically the best response to this, but so far unscouted. PAPI, he's moving out with his probe scouts. Ooh, ReBellioN sitting up in the main. Pylon is seen, and he's walling up. He's walling up. This low ground cannon will be able to protect the high ground pylon from the boys, from a zealot as well, from melee units. So, yep, there it is. Probes are going down, and the cannon rush is continuing, and this is dangerous. Oh, good. If we can get within range of the mineral line, that's game. That's game then and there. That is the win condition. Get into the mineral line. PAPI threw down a proxy pylon himself, but the cannons are coming. He has no zealot production. The Stalker is now on the way. It's a little bit late. Getting a proxy Stargate across the map. But these cannons will finish. The cannons will finish. And mining is being denied. He shuts down the mining. Probes are going down. More cannons are finishing. Again, getting further within range of the mineral line. And I think that's just game. There's no warp gate. There's no warp gate because of the proxy Stargate. Oh no. Defensively back at home, we can get some cannons. For now, extra gateway. Extra gates, probes are falling. Again, zero economy here. Ah, no. Going for the production as well. There's a Void Ray on the way. Void Ray has potential. Here comes the defensive cannons. Cybercore as well. Now, this Void Ray could kill everything in the main base. It could come in from a different angle and depower the cannon and focus on the pylons. The problem, though, is that we just have nothing else here. Like, the probes, can they leave? Oh no! Does barely leave. You can see ReBellioN just trying to wall off. Failed to do so. Failed to wall. PAPI gets out. He escapes. He can't afford anything. He can afford a pylon. As Vorder is moving in. Ooh, I'll take some hits. Going for the cannon. Stalkers have been chronoed, and that's going to be game. If he was able to break this position before the Stalkers, different story. But the Stalkers are out. So Void Ray goes down. GG gets called, and ReBellioN, he will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the next round. GG. Ooh, GG, well played. ReBellioN. PAPI does take the series, does advance on. Again, some cheeky moves, some cheeky play, going for the cannon rush. As you saw, unfortunately, it was a late reaction by PAPI. He did invest into the Stargate across the map, so no warp gate, no defensive forge, no defensive setup there, and the cannons, they just had free reign. They had free reign to just advance on into the bases, into the mineral line, and that was the win condition. GG. GG, well played. There was potential with the Void Ray if ReBellioN didn't have Stalkers at home, but he had 2 gateways. He had the Cybercore, he had Stalkers on the way, he had defenses. GG. GG. And with that, ReBellioN does advance on into the next round, and we're here to follow him into that next series.